Hello and welcome to Dad's Our Job. We are the original footballing podcast for dads by dads, and we are live on YouTube and X. I'm joined this week by my wonderful co-host, Rob. No Callum this week. Where's he gone, Rob?
I don't know, mate. I've got no excuses for him. Can I just say that was probably the best introduction you've ever done? The best.
Thank you. You know what? I've been using more tools now. I've had a lot of time to recoup and get professional, and this is a new year,
You
new
did
me,
sound
mate.
you did sound like a smooth FM kind of radio host. So, hello, my name is Adam Leatherback. You can call me Radio D Love. Like that's kind of how you sounded there. But it was good. I liked it. It was nice. Had a nice little, kind of like ASMR kind of
ASMR.
Yeah.
ASMR. Ain't that West Ham's new signing?
You can tell me about it later.
Well, it's 2026.
Nice
thank you.
Too.
Nice little update from our trip in Bremen and other little guests and that on the show, like Matt Jarvis, Keith Hackett, Mark Phillips, and very, very worth putting them in. And Joel Kadua as well. So
highlights there. Yeah, some great highlights for us there. It's really good.
That's it. Well, it's 2026, mate. Happy New Year. How have things been treating you?
Happy New Year to you too. I mean, we're midway through the month now, but it's been good so far. 2025 was one of those years where I was kind of glad to see the back of it. I was done with 2025. Yeah. We had so much go on as a family last year that we were coping with and we were working our way through. So it was the year of the snake, so that thing can slither away on its belly. This year, 2026, is the year of the horse, the stallion. So hopefully we're going to gallop to victory this year and all thrive and all be successful. But yeah, so I think I am excited about 2026. Personally, professionally, lots to be excited about. So January has started off well for me. You?
Yeah, I'm in the same mindset as you. Like, personal reasons, 2025 wasn't particularly great towards the end of the year, and but let's say, you've got to be thankful for the previous experiences that you have in life because they make you move forward and be a stronger person out of it. So, that's it's been tough. It's been tough, but we got through it. We celebrated 2026 in the right way. We could, and we had a good, quiet Christmas. So, full steam ahead for 2026, 100%.
Are you doing any New Year, New Me bullshit?
I've taken on a new mantra for sure. Just to
are you allowed to say it on YouTube?
Yeah, you can. No, it's basically just being less trustworthy of people and think more about yourself. And I think at the end of the day, that I've put myself out for many years. For many people and not really got the rewards for it. So I think 2026 is going to be a selfish year for me and for the two people that live with me in my four walls, and that's what's going to be like. So yeah, F the haters, mate. F the haters. That's what 2026 is all about.
Is that why you kicked me out of the group chat?
No, that was last year.
Oh, right. Okay, that's fine. All right. Yeah, no, pretty much the same. I probably, and I think we're all guilty of this. I'm guilty of this, and I know that Kelly is as well. I think we kind of like, over the past sort of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, I kind of probably spent too much time thinking and prioritizing the professional side of my life. And so this year, while I'm still trying to really push what I'm doing, I'm kind of standing back a little bit more and having a little bit more perspective and trying to look at ways I can still earn what I need to earn, but perhaps cut some of the corners a little bit. So, and when I say cut the corners, I don't mean like lessen the quality of what I'm doing, but can I find ways to work differently? So like, is there a way to make, because I normally work 2 to 3 Sundays a month teaching gymnastics, and I'm looking at ways that, is there a way that I can protect Sundays? And so like I only work one of those days, or, I only work Saturdays, for example. And so that Sunday becomes a protected day and a family day. And so those types of things are what's going through my mind right now, even to the point where Kelly and Alea have horse riding. Like they do horse riding every Saturday and Sunday, and it's their thing. And it's my response. That's not fair on Danny, you know. So we're looking at things that Danny and I can do. We've taken up rugby. That's going to take up our Sundays. But we've also joined the gym together, and I'm so excited because I'm going to be going to the gym and hanging out with my son at the gym, working out. So that is something that I am really looking forward to this year. The gym that we've signed up to has so many different options, from swimming to gym to paddle, and even 9-hole. So I think that it's going to be a really good sort of like bonding experience for us, and just getting out and, you know, doing things together on our own. I think it's going to be amazing. So
yeah, man,
that's the main thing I'm really looking forward to at the moment. Anyway.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, like I say, you just got to go out there and enjoy the life that you got. And I say we only get one shot at it, but I know we're being quite deep as as early in this podcast. But you know what? Yeah, like I say, got to go out there and live your best life, mate.
Yeah, I like talking about the family stuff, and you know, obviously football is my passion, but the family stuff is great. I think it's great when we get to catch up and talk about the things that we're doing with our significant others, you know. So
yeah. It's been a while since we've had a converse, haven't we? Because obviously December was a busy month, wasn't it?
Kicked me out of the group chat, so
work kicked you out of the group chat. It was my birthday, and then Christmas, and also the reason why we didn't come on last week is because it was Callum's birthday, wasn't it? So
we had to watch Liverpool draw with Arsenal, didn't we?
Yeah. FA Cup.
No, not FA Cup. That was the league. That one.
Oh wow! Oh really?
We drew with Liverpool in the league.
You did.
And then
that's right. Yeah, you beat Portsmouth in it. Yeah, that's right.
We'll talk about that later.
So at sync. So here we go. What we're going to talk about in this week's episode. So in this week's episode of Dad's Ad Job, we break down 2025-26 season so far for Arsenal and West Ham United, two London clubs heading in very different directions. We discuss Arsenal's chances of winning the Premier League, whether they have what it takes to go all the way in domestic and European competitions too, key players' performances and what could make or break their trophy hopes. However, West Ham, on the other end, are in a real scrap, sitting 7 points behind safety. The pressure is mounting, and we look at why the Hammers are struggling this season, the relegation battle ahead, and whether survival is achievable. So, Rob, I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So all the highs of Arsenal and all the lows of West Ham.
That was so good, Adam. It was almost like you were reading that from a script. It was so good.
It's almost like there was a teleprompter in front of me, right?
It was very nice. It was very nicely done.
Get me on Good Morning Britain.
It was really good.
That's what I want. Get me next to Susanna Reid, and we'll be flying. DOJ to G. Let's go.
Mate, there's a space on. I reckon you have the capacity to make BBC Radio 4. Like, really, I do.
Well,
all spoken word on there, isn't it? I think you've got it.
I don't know. If they want me to appear on The Archers, yeah, I'm available for peach snaps.
Oh dear. Who do you want to talk about first, Arsenal or West Ham?
I think let's go Arsenal first. Okay. Let's be upbeat, and then we don't want to get the people off the podcast straight away.
Yeah. Well, no, do you know what? I had a little look at some of the numbers for this, and the main question that you were asking was, is Arsenal can win the league? And the answer is yes. The answer is obviously yes. But Arsenal, with the exception of last year, where it was a clear sort of success by Liverpool, Arsenal have been in touching base for two of the 3 previous seasons where they were close enough to win the league. So Arsenal have been there or thereabouts for the past 3 years. This is the 4th season. Just for the kind of the nostalgia, the last time Arsenal finished second 3 seasons in a row, they did win it. And I think that was the Invincible season. So they are, this is kind of almost like written that Arsenal will win the league this year. I just want to talk some numbers for you really quickly. At the moment, Arsenal have played 21 games, 15 wins, 4 draws and 2 losses with a goal difference of 26, and they've got 49 points. That's not really the interesting number. I want to go back to halfway. Arsenal have played, when Arsenal had played 19, they'd won 14, they'd drawn 3, and they had lost 2. So they had 46 points. I think I've got that right. That means they're on route to 90 plus points this year. Arsenal, 94 points, I think. In the 24-25 season, Liverpool had 84. In the 23-24 season, City finished with 91. And in the 22-23 season, I think that's right, City finished with 89 points. So if Arsenal can keep up that momentum, then their potential points tally is more than the 3 previous Premier League winning points tally. So I think they're in a really good. I think they're in a really good position to do that. I do think they have the best squad. I think the caveat is that Man City have the best striker. I think pound for pound, Arsenal are a better team than Man City are this year. They are a better team than Aston Villa are this year. I think Aston Villa are doing an incredible job. I don't think they have I just don't think they have the depth. But Man City have the best striker in world football, probably, other than maybe Kane. So that's where my concerns are, because with Haaland, I think Man City are still capable of winning the league. The one thing I will say, though, is that Arsenal lost 4 games last season in the total of last season. Both Villa and City have already lost 4 games. So in terms of how many games can you potentially see Arsenal losing between now and the end of the season, and then maybe flipping that with Man City and Villa, you've got to think that Arsenal are in a strong position, because even when they're bad, they're winning. And you never used to be able to say that about Arsenal. Even against Chelsea yesterday, they were awful, right? But they beat Chelsea. Even against Liverpool last week, we should have lost to Liverpool last week. We could have won it in the last couple of minutes, but we should have lost, even though Liverpool have been crap. You know, Arsenal are getting at least something of a result when they are bad. And I don't think it can be underestimated having Havertz and Jesus back in the team as well, because I think Gyökeres looked pretty good yesterday, actually. I think he was one of the better players against Chelsea yesterday, in fairness. Good goal, good assist. And I like that he gave it to Saka as well for not passing to him before he scored his goal. Because, you know, Saka's not untouchable either. But, you know, I think all of those things, egos, but in the right way, or you know, sort of channeling towards the same goal. I think that Arsenal are the best place they've ever been in the last 20 years to actually do it. I don't want to get carried away, but I also want to be able to allow myself to enjoy this, because I don't want to get caught up in this whole, it's only 6 points, it's only 6 points. We've got to lose 2 games for that to happen. And then that would be the 4 that we lost in the total of last season. So, you know, I want to be able to enjoy this experience. I don't want to be beating myself up over it. I was a little bit annoyed over the Liverpool draw, but then I just thought, you know, we're 6 points clear. Let it go. 6 points clear. We beat...
Elsa, mate?
Pardon?
Like Elsa.
Well, we beat Bournemouth before that, and we didn't take any points off Bournemouth last season. You know, so I think you've got to kind of offset one against the other. We won away at Newcastle. We didn't do that last season. So, but then you look around, and with the exception of like City and Villa, who else is really looking like they're going to beat Arsenal? Yeah? Like Man United, when Arsenal play United at home, I think we'll beat them. We've got to play Tottenham away. I think we'll beat them. Yeah. We've already played Villa at home and away. You know, we've got to play Chelsea at home, I think. You know, so we've got big games. We've got to play City away. That's probably the hardest game left. And that could be important, because that could give daylight, or it could bring them back in.
Have you got Chelsea again? Have you played them twice?
No, we've got to play Chelsea at home, I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking it's soon, actually. Yeah. But we've got a few like that back to back. I think we've got a few pretty tough games. but games that Arsenal, should be winning really, and winning well or comfortably or confidently or without conceding. Our next 5: Forest away, United at home, Leeds away, Sunderland home, Brentford away, and then it's Tottenham away and Chelsea at home. If I'm being honest, Arsenal should be able to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Arsenal could take 21 points there and the league would be over.
Yeah.
They could win all 7 of those games. I don't think they will, but they could win all 7 of those games to take 21 points potentially. Nottingham Forest will probably do us dirty at the weekend now. We'll lose to them away, but I
don't, to be honest.
No, I know you need us to beat Forest, but Arsenal could take 21 points for the next 21, and that would not be beyond the realms of possibility.
Yeah.
So I do think Arsenal are in a really good position, and I want to be able to enjoy it, but I also don't want to sit on here kind of like chip on my shoulder and overdoing it a little bit, because the last 3 seasons really hurt. So
yeah, I mean, you're definitely in with the shout, aren't you? Like it's, you've got what's the clearance of points at the minute?
6
points. So
bearing in mind that would be 2 games that we would have to lose, or a number of draws. But you've also got to take into account that we lost. I still think that, can you see Arsenal losing 3 or 4 more games this season in, 16 games? 16 games left? Yeah. 17 games left? Can you see Arsenal losing 3 or 4 games out of 16?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, fine. But how many more can you see Man City losing in that same period as well? And the only thing I will say is Man City's recruitment of Semenyo was incredible business. That is nerve-wracking.
It was just clinical, wasn't it?
He's so good. I think at the end of the transfer window in September, Berta notified Bournemouth that he was going to fulfill the buyout clause next summer, so this summer. But obviously, Man City can't wait, so they've gone now. It's a shame because he's an Arsenal fan, but
didn't he come from Team Bath or Bath City or something? Didn't he? Originally?
Yeah, I think he's another one with a really wonderful story. The kind of, maybe not as magic as Vardy, but that kind of as a wonderful kind of bided his time, worked hard. It's a shame. I really, 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 really wanted him to come to Arsenal. I think he would have been fantastic for us on the left wing. I do think that even though Martinelli and Trossard are having great seasons, I still think they will be collateral this year. At some point, I think they will both be sold. I don't say it with any joy, because I think Trossard has been one of our most clinical GAs in the last 2-3 seasons, and Martinelli is a wonderful footballer on his day. He's very talented. He's fast. He can be clinical. But at the beginning of the season, he was the one that I was saying we should have sold if we were going to bring in Rodrigo. If we were ever going to get Rodrigo, Martinelli was the one that I said we should sell. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they both go this next window. And Arsenal will look to bring in a starting left winger. So, but, that's long term. But in the short term, I do think Arsenal will be feeling really, I don't want to say confident, but will feel good about how they're playing or the results that they're getting, even when they're not playing well. And they're grinding out results, and they're wearing teams down. Teams just can't. They can't stay. They can't do the 90 minutes. The only time, Liverpool at home was the worst I've seen Arsenal play in maybe 2 or 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was defunct.
I didn't see it, so I wouldn't have known. So
it was defunct. It was like they just didn't know what to do. I think, I'll be honest, we lost Hincapié early. I think it was Hincapié came off early, and Miles Lewis-Skelly came on. And I love Skelly, but you really could see how he is not a right left back in that game. Like, he is what he is, which is that kind of deep lying central midfielder, like a Zubimendi.
Yeah.
That's what his natural position is. Frimpong must have roasted him. He must have thought he was a turkey the amount of times that he was roasted by Frimpong, honestly. It was so bad. It was like if you were running past Connie. Like, she wouldn't even be close, right? Like, she wouldn't even, it'd be just leagues ahead of her. And Frimpong was going past Skelly like he wasn't even there. It was so bad. But I mean, that was just Skelly. But the whole thing just looked defunct. We looked devoid of ideas. You know, I think Gyökeres had one touch in the first half. Again, people were saying, well, you know, he should be doing more. Well, if he's not getting the service, and he wasn't. It was it was the poorest I've seen Arsenal in 2 or 3 years. But then they bounced back and they beat Portsmouth and then they beat Chelsea. So
yeah. Well, he was lucky with the Chelsea result, really, because Sanchez was making calamity errors, wasn't he? And
yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's funny. Arsenal haven't lost six games. They haven't lost in the last 6 at Stamford Bridge, right? Which is incredible when you think about Arsenal's past, where they couldn't get anything at Stamford Bridge. But I never look. But I think there's only maybe been one where we absolutely slaughtered them or we beat them well. But all the other ones, they're not like battering rams. They are not fun games. Like, I still don't like watching Arsenal-Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. I know. I think we spanked them. Was it last year we spanked them? We gave them a good hiding, and Kai Havertz scored 2, I think, and assisted a couple. We spanked them at Emirates, but at Chelsea, it's just always horrible. It is always. Yeah. It's always rough. Their draws.
Well, since the Drogba days, really, isn't it?
Sorry?
The
Drogba
days.
Yeah, but then Drogba was a bully. Absolutely destroyed Arsenal defence. And then Costa did the same. So so the last 6 we haven't lost, but I don't think that we've been particularly convincing in all of them either. So I was, one of my friends on the group chat is a Chelsea fan, and I sort of said to him, like, yeah, it was close, but we won at Stamford Bridge. You've got to come to the Emirates now, and we haven't lost at the Emirates this season.
Yeah.
So you've got to come and win. So I think Arsenal are good. I think Arsenal. I like to think they'll get to the final of the Carabao Cup. We haven't won it since '93, I think. So it'd be nice to.
Long.
Yeah.
Really, in terms of Carabao Cup.
I think Ian Wright was in the team.
Really?
Yeah,
I think so. Haven't you?
So we got beaten by Birmingham that time. Do you remember? I think it was Birmingham. That embarrassed us.
And Chelsea as well, wasn't it? That was when got scored, wasn't it?
The thing is, it's funny because in recent history, Arsenal in finals have done well. I know that we haven't been in many finals, but when we've been in finals, we've won them. With the exception of the Europa League final against Chelsea. Other than that, we win finals and we win Community Shields. Whether or not you want to count them as anything, I'm talking about games that people want to be able to say they've won them, right? Because players still want to win that game, regardless of what fans like to say about it. In those types of games, Arsenal tend to win them. And I think they could beat City if they get to the final. In fact, I think I'd prefer to play City than I would Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle seems to be a bit of a bogey team for Arsenal.
A bit like Villa. They are. They're a bit like Villa. They're a bit of a bogey team. It's almost like, I suppose, it's swallowable to lose to City. Right, I can kind of swallow losing to City, but I hate losing to Villa and I hate losing to Newcastle. I don't like. I suppose it's because I used to listen to TalkSport. I didn't want to hear Gabby in the morning, talking his nonsense, and then just Newcastle fan. I just, you don't want to hear it, do you? Whereas, like, with City fans, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, of course we're going to lose to City. But now I kind of feel like I'd prefer to play City in the final. I think we're better equipped to nullify them. Whereas I think Newcastle are a little bit unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean, I did see something in the media today saying that Anthony Gordon could go to Arsenal in the summer. I did see that.
That's one of them ones. First of all, we don't have many arseholes in our teams. I genuinely believe that. People will point to
number 41's a bit of an arsehole, isn't he?
People will point to Ben White, right? People will say Ben White, right? He's like the player that everyone loves to hate or whatever, right? Arsenal don't have, or I don't think so anyway, many players where you look and think wanker. If you look at,
No,
you do because you know your best player left your club, but if you look at like,
I think Saka's
so easy for me. But if you look at Tottenham,
yeah.
If you look at Tottenham, you've got Richarlison, you've got like Romero. They're signing Conor Gallagher. Like all of those players, you just think wanker. You look at Man City, you look at that. Is it Silva? Bernardo Silva, wanker.
Really, Bernardo Silva?
Yeah, proper wanker.
No, not Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, no, he's a little wanker. He's a little wanker.
Churky.
No. Definitely. You do a poll. You do a little poll on X. Bernardo Silva is a wanker.
No,
Man United, you're looking at Bruno Fernandes. People don't like Bruno Fernandes.
Well, yeah. I think he sets himself up though, doesn't he?
But I think Bernardo Silva, I strongly dislike Bernardo Silva. But Arsenal don't have any players like that. So what I'm saying is I don't think Arsenal truly have players like that. And so I really like Anthony Gordon. He's also the rumour that doesn't seem to be going away. It's been the last couple of years. It looks like he's not going to go to Liverpool. Liverpool is his club. He supports Liverpool. Absolutely fine. Right? He's from the area, a Liverpool fan. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen, especially with the outlay they had spent. And if Arsenal were going to be selling potentially both left wingers, Gordon does make sense. I think maybe they could be a little bit more ambitious and look at look at someone like Rodrigo Goes. But if that's not possible, what have Arsenal done well? They have bought players within the Premier League and made them better. Or they have become better if they haven't made them better. They bought Declan Rice. He has become better and made Arsenal better. They bought Leandro Trossard. Better. They bought Ben White. Made the team better. He became better. And I'm sure there's others that I'm said. But the players that we've bought within the Premier League have made Raya. Those people have come to Arsenal and they've become better and they've become incredible footballers, in my opinion. So Gordon isn't that bad a shout then, really, because he's direct, he's aggressive, he's going to have to be managed because Arteta won't put up with any shit. But he's the type of player that could be the beta to Saka's alpha, because Saka likes to come in, and like Martinelli, Gordon is very direct. He likes to get balls in quick and early, and that's going to thrive someone like Gyökeres, even Havertz, even Jesus could thrive under that kind of delivery.
Right.
So, I don't hate the Gordon links. I think I actually would be pro Gordon coming into Arsenal. I really would. So, and who knows, maybe Saka and Pastor Timber could help him find God, and he would become a real chilled out kind of guy. He can join the rest of the. He can join the rest of the Christian crew at Arsenal and become
the Christian crew.
The Christian crew, yeah, the CC, and find his way.
Or the C of E.
The C of E, that's it.
Christian of Elmer's.
Christian, oh gosh, yeah. That's it.
See, I'm fucking wasted here.
C of E, mate. That's it. You can go. You send a message to Pastor Timber, see what you can do.
Well, I say, talking about praying and God's help and
nice segue.
Yeah, well, you started it, mate. I just rolled with it. But West Ham are in the shit, big time. and it's not good viewing. I mean, we've had a terrible December. We've had 4 fixtures where we was hoping to get 12 points, and I think we've got 1 or 2 points. It's just not good enough. You know my feelings about Nuno, and on previous episodes, I've never been entirely behind him. I think there's the past 10 games that we haven't won in the Premier League are a reason why I can't get behind him. I just think he's tinkering unnecessarily. I know he's got a bad group of players anyway. The recruitment prior to him coming in hasn't helped, but I'm just not encouraged by him. Like, even in press conferences and stuff like that, I just think he's the wrong person for the job. Having said that, I still think he'll keep us up. I just don't think he's the right man for the job.
I do feel for Nuno, because I thought he was exciting when he was at Wolves, and I liked the fact that I liked the way he played, because it was kind of different for the Premier League. Not many people are going.
It was fresh, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think because he was playing 3 with the fullbacks, and he was messing around with. He had Traore doing his bit. He had Ruben Neves. He had some really wonderful footballers, and it worked, and it was exciting. And people were kind of like, I can't believe what Wolves are doing. And then, because of how well he did, he went to Spurs. Get it? It's a step up for him from Wolves. He was going to, but I thought he was done dirty at Spurs. I don't think he would have won a trophy at Spurs like Big Ange did, but I don't think he was treated fairly at Spurs. And then I felt like when he went to Nottingham Forest, you really saw his credentials, or you re-saw his credentials. But again, like with Wolves, he had a team that was almost crafted to his desire, or his desirable way of playing football, or the way, that's what I mean. So you had like this wonderful defence, good goalkeeper, attacking fullbacks, could dart down the wing, they could assist, they could chip in with goals. You had the wingers who they could overlap with in Hudson-Odoi and Elanga, but then you also had what's his name? Who's the midfielder?
Anderson.
No, I mean, he's wonderful as well. No, who's the
Gibbs White?
Gibbs White. Yeah. I mean, he would get into most Premier League teams.
He would. It'd be a great signing for Arsenal next year.
In place of who's losing the spot?
Get rid of Rice. Don't need him anymore. We'll take him back.
No, he would be. But the thing is he would be a wonderful rotation at Arsenal, especially if Arsenal do eventually let Mourinho go. But he's not. He doesn't deserve to be. He's not. He's better than that, and I mean that. Like, he's better than being Rice's second. He deserves to shine. Like, he is the type of player that he deserves to play every week. Like, Mourinho signed for Arsenal knowing that he wasn't going to be playing every week. Like, he knew that. In the same way that Norgard, a good quality Premier League footballer, but knew that he was there for his swan song, for the chance to be part of a potentially Premier League title-winning team. Morgan Rogers is right now. Not Morgan Rogers, Morgan Peters, sorry. He is like, what's his name?
Gibbs White.
Gibbs White. Oh, sorry. But Gibbs White is right now, isn't he? He is absolutely right now.
It would be interesting to see how it would fare against for another team that's like you know what, Aston Villa would probably be a good shout for him in terms of where he wants to go. But
by the way, I'll take Morgan Rogers at Arsenal. Just I'll say that out loud.
Oh yeah,
I'll take him on the left wing any day. But he is the type of player that if he went to Aston Villa all of a sudden look even more interesting than they already do.
Yeah, because I can see that. I can see that move happening. Actually,
it's probably out of everyone else, that's probably the most likely move, or the one that makes sense. He should probably go. He can't go to United because they've got Bruno Fernandes. He can't go to Man City because they've got Foden and whoever else that they could put in that position, Shirky. He can't go to Arsenal because you've got Odegaard, Eze, Rice. He can't go to Liverpool because they've just spent all that money on Vertza. So where did he go? He wanted to go to Tottenham, but he'd be stupid to go to Tottenham now. He should go to Villa.
I don't know, mate. I'm not praising Tottenham or anything, but if you had a Gibbs White and Conor Gallagher midfield duo, that's pretty good, really, isn't it?
No, it's a fantastic midfield, but they're just so shambolic, Tottenham, at the moment.
Yeah,
and their best player could leave. You know, if Mickey Van de Ven is trying to fight fans and whatever, what does that say about the long term? You've got their club captain calling out the board. You've got Benteke trying to kill someone, I think, last week. Like that's just you know, you're going to put Conor Gallagher in that environment, are you?
Yeah, it's perfect for him, isn't it?
Yeah,
someone that feeds him scraps. Yeah, but as I go back onto like West Ham, it's like the recruitment side is the reason why we're in the position that we are. We lack defensive quality. I'm not having Todibo. I don't think I think individually he's a good player, but he doesn't work well with a team, and I think that's probably a reason why he's been shipped out of Barcelona, has been shipped out of Nice, and he's come to us, and he's got Max Kilman next to him, who, bless him, he's trying, but he's been getting a lot of stick because of he's been put under pressure and making mistakes. But if you've got a partner there that's not really doing their job, not even passing, making a connection of a pass that was saw with Todibo the past few game weeks, it's been quite evident that he can't pass a ball. Then there's going to be issues. So yeah, I'm not particularly encouraged by what we got at the moment. And again, it all boils down to the board. No more BS. BS out. Get them out. These are going round the stadium every game now. Show the board the red card. So West Ham fans watching, just make sure you pick up a leaflet and you fling that in the faces of David Sullivan and Karen Brady on a weekly basis. Just keep doing it. But yeah, that's mainly the reason why we're in the position, is because of the decision making at the very top. And what's the answer? Obviously, the answer is to get them out. But what's the answer for this season? What can we do now that can immediately help us get out of this relegation? And that's signing players. And sadly, we have to sell some players to be able to fund that. And the person that's taken a lot of the news headlines this week has been Lucas Paqueta, announcing that he's agreed the deal to go back to Flamengo. I put a post on this on X, and I basically said, you know what, thanks, wish him all the best. He was part of a team that gave me my first trophy win celebration. And first cup since 1980. So he's done his job. Let him go. If he's not happy, let him go, and we can move forward and build something with the funds that he's got. But it's also come to light that due to the PSR and the amortisation ruling, is that West Ham will actually be 20 million euros in profit if we sell him for 45 million euros to Flamengo. So it looks good on the books in terms of that. So I think at the end of the day, just if he wants to go, let him go. We can get someone else in. But the issue is, who's going to want to be coming in on a permanent deal that's going to help West Ham get out of a relegation fight when we're 7 points behind? So it's a catch-22 situation for us at the minute. I mean, what do you think is going to happen, Rob? Do you think?
Well, I think you kind of end up. You're in the position now where you could end up signing a mercenary, like someone who isn't necessarily.
Won't hurt, will it?
No, but you know what I'm. Yeah, no, I know,
Yeah.
but that is the problem. Like, you're in a bad position. You haven't helped yourselves, and I mean that's from the club, and even the players. I think the players have disappointed this year. At West Ham, they have been disappointing to watch. and not all of it. And I'd refute the claim that this is all just managerial. It's not, or it's just all board. It's not. The players aren't playing well. But the problem is that they're 6 points adrift of Forest.
7.
Need Arsenal to do you a favour on the weekend, and that's even just to give you a fighting chance, because you've still got to win your game, and there's no guarantees that Arsenal are going to beat Forest away. Sean Dyche is very good defensively, difficult to break down teams, all that kind of stuff. But even then, someone's going to be looking at going, well, they're going down, so I'm going to make them pay for it.
Yeah.
Because the risk is high for me. Hey, look, you want me to come in and do this for you, but there's a risk for me to come to you, so it's an extra 20 grand a week, or whatever. And you might have to pay it, unless you try and get some players in on loan. I know that you said about Sterling before. Nwaneri rejected you, and I kind of admire why he rejected you, in the same way that Foden rejected all the loans that he could have gone out on. Like I kind of, from an Arsenal perspective, I respect his patience as a 18-year-old. What better players to learn from than playing with Odegaard, Eze, and Rice every week, and Saka. So I do appreciate why Nwaneri rejected you. So, but what you really need, or what you could say that you need, is you don't need an upper-comer. You need someone like you had when Lingard came. Someone who just completely...
Lingard's available. Lingard is available.
That would be an awful decision now, though. That would be an awful thing to do.
Do
you know what? You want to get John McGinn. That's what you want to get.
Yeah, he ain't leaving Villa, is he?
No, but you know what I mean. He's not playing every week either, is he? You want to get something like that.
He's been linked, but I can't see it happening. I really can't see it happening.
But you'd have to pay him, and rightly so.
Would he leave Villa, though? He's loved at Villa.
No, but he's not playing, is he? No, he's not playing. It's a World Cup year. He's not starting.
The Scotland squad's been on the bench at Villa, though, hasn't he?
No, I know, but I don't know.
He ain't going to risk that going to West Ham, is he?
No, I guess not. But you know,
a good player, but
he is a good player, but he's just not starting at. He's not starting at Villa as much anymore, is he? So, but he's a decent player. But he's decent for Villa, but he's good for West Ham. I think that's probably the fairest way to say it. Without being too sort of patronising, you know.
Yeah, but the owners have got to put their hand in their pocket, and they've got to fund it. They've got to rectify the bad decision making by investing more of their own money.
See, this is the thing, isn't it? Like, I've been mentioning midfielders, Ed, but you don't really need midfielders, do you? Like, you don't need.
I think we do. I think we need an experienced centre midfielder.
Okay, but you've just bought 2 strikers, and realistically,
again, you know what? The stat that I found out last week was that West Ham have scored the same amount of goals as Crystal Palace this season, but West Ham have let in 20 more goals than Crystal Palace this season. So what do West Ham do? They go and sign 2 strikers for 50 million quid. You need defenders. You need to
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I was questioning whether you needed. Yeah, that's why I was questioning whether actually do you need midfielders? Would you be better off trying to get?
I think you do. I think we do, because I don't think Magassa is. I don't think Magassa's the answer. Like, I'm not saying he's not talented. I think he's just not suited to us. If Napoli come in for a bid for him for £18 million, I'll take it. I would.
Where does Magassa play?
I need centre mid. Plays next to Potts. I would look at getting an experienced head in that can.
We had this chat.
Potts.
Yeah, you should have been looking at Norgard. You should have been looking at Xhaka. You should have been looking at Pascal Gross. You should have been looking at those guys.
Oh, sorry.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, keep talking. I can hear you.
You should have been looking at those guys. Those are the players you should have been looking at. Mikel Merino, you won't be looking at players who can run a midfield. Xhaka runs a midfield.
Yeah.
Norgard could cover your defence. Who was the other one I said? Pascal Gross comes back from Germany. why? It's. I mean, he was. If Brighton was a choice, he's always going to go back to Brighton. It's romantic, right?
Yeah.
But Henderson. You should. You know what? You should put in a cheeky bid for James Milner. Like,
No, that ain't gonna happen. He's playing left back for Brighton, mate. No, it ain't gonna happen. There's been so many times we've been linked with these sort of players, and they're just like. Yeah, the frustrating thing is, in the summer we were offered Jordan Henderson for free because he'd left Ajax, didn't he? And then we was offered Granit Xhaka from Bayer Leverkusen, and he ended up going to Sunderland. So there was a lot of.
Can you imagine if you get Xhaka? You'd be. I honestly think you'd be in the top half. You'd be close to the top half of the table if Granit Xhaka's in your team. He's still. You honestly, I am. I am still one of Xhaka's biggest fanboys. I have him. I have him in my FPL team just because I love him. I don't play him regularly because he's not really a points machine, but I just love him. I love Granit Xhaka so much. If Arsenal had the chance to sign him for one season, to basically like Norgard, just to have like a Norgard kind of signing, I would beg Arsenal to sign him. Like I would beg for it. I adore Xhaka. I cannot believe you were offered him and they didn't take it. Can you imagine him playing next to Potts? Or even Souček? It would make Souček better.
That's the thing, though. We've got Souček, and I love Souček. I think he's one of my favourite West Ham players that have ever come in, signed on the same or within the same week as Jared Bowen. And those two players have absolutely give everything for this club. They really have. And I think the scrutiny that Souček has got because he's lost a yard of pace is completely unfair. But I think that as much as I love him, he's just not got the engine to do what he used to do. He'd be the type of player I'd whack on the last 20 minutes to get a goal. And that's what his role has been this season.
And it's worked.
What experienced midfielder should West Ham sign? I'm going to put the comment up and I'm going to leave it in and see if anyone bites on it. I'm going to show it on there. So, what experienced midfielder should West Ham sign? I mean, we could be here all day in terms of who would be the perfect fit. But like I say, you put a few couple in there. Like, do we try a bid for Henderson or? I don't know.
That's not going to happen. He's having a good season at Brentford, and fair play to Brentford because they lost their manager and they recruited from within again, and it's doing all right. I mean, Thiago, wow. But I don't want to get distracted by a striker. I want to talk about the midfield. But you start looking through the teams. Like let's say it's Premier League talented Premier League midfielders who are on their way out. They're not playing every week. And you need someone just for a bit of experience to kind of like help you run a midfield. And even Tottenham haven't done a bad job of it because they bought in Paulinho, they bought in Benteke, or they've got Benteke, and they've also got Conor Gallagher coming in. And I suppose
Gallagher's a fantastic signing.
Yeah, he's young. He's younger, but he still qualifies as an experienced midfielder, doesn't he? He qualifies as an experienced midfielder.
There was a very good stat that said that he'd played over 250 games, and he's not been injured in any of them that he's played. Signs for Spurs. You just know he's going to get injured, right? With their history, he's got that 250 games. I mean,
do you know what? He's the type of player that he's got all of it, hasn't he? He's got the anger, but he's got the flair. But the problem is he can also get himself carded. And I suppose the concern for Tottenham fans would be. But they've got players like that already. Yeah. They've got Richarlisons, they've got Romeros. They've got players. I'm just so glad that Brennan Johnson isn't there anymore because it means I can like him again. I just think Brennan Johnson's a great footballer. I'm so happy he's at Palace. I put him straight in my dream team and all. Now that he's not at Tottenham, because you can't have Tottenham players in your dream team. That's just ridiculous.
No, but I'm just looking at these players. There's not anyone in. It's not anyone in really that could come to West Ham. Basuma. but if you get the laughing gas off him, he might be all right. There's no one.
You were linked to Adama Traore. What was that all about? He's on the wings, though. You need someone in the midfield, really.
Yeah, I'll get. I think that's just Nuno trying to get a trusted boy in. But Fulham, apparently, we agreed a deal in December with him, and he was ready to sign. But with Fulham's players all being at AFCON, so you got Bassi and Iwobi, and I think there's a couple of others that they've got in the AFCON. They weren't willing to weaken their squad for nothing, and West Ham were quoted £7 million to get Adama Traore in, which is ridiculous for someone that's on 6 months left of their deal. But yeah, I think after Sunday, when the AFCON final happens, that's when we'll probably see some movement in Traore over the next week or so. So hopefully that kind of comes in. But you guys
should have signed DCL, shouldn't you? That's who you guys should have signed.
I called that.
Yeah, should have signed him. He's done so well for Leeds, hasn't he?
People are poo-pooing him. Steve Cook at Bournemouth. Is it Steve Cook?
Shout.
Or is it?
Is he? But he plays, doesn't he?
Lewis Cook. Sorry, Lewis Cook.
Playing, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but if there's a bid there for, how much is he worth, Lewis Cook? Let's have a look.
Bournemouth are doing well, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. They could replace him, and they've just lost Semenyo as well. How much is he worth?
Money to spend, don't they?
28 years old. 13 million euros is worth, according to Transfer Market. You're putting £20 million for him.
Yeah, but he's got to say yes. Why is he going from Bournemouth to West Ham?
Money. How much do you reckon he's on? How much do you reckon he's on roughly at Bournemouth?
Money.
His average annual salary is $3.1 million. Hold on.
So that's not a lot, is it, really? He's on about, what, 25 grand a week?
Paqueta's on £7.5 million a year.
So you're going to make so much profit from his wages as well, as combined. Yeah. £45 million sale, you're on about £52 million back. 52 million euros back.
The profit.
No, you should try and get Jorginho in. That would be amazing.
No, have you seen the team that Flamengo have got?
No.
It is insane. It is absolutely insane. And when they put Paqueta's name in that lineup, it was like, oh my god. It's oh my god. But yeah, I'm trying to work it out. He's on. Yeah, he has an estimated base salary of £3.1 million. So it's 60 grand a week he's on. If he comes to West Ham, he'll go on 80, 90 grand a week. 50% pay rise.
Maybe you guys should look at loans.
But we can only get one domestic loan, because what we've done is that we've got you can only have 2 domestic loans a season, long-term loans at a time in a season, and we got Igor Julio from Brighton on loan when Graham Potter was here. So if my camera keeps coming in and out, it's got an autofocus setting on it, and it's not good. And Brighton are like, no, we don't want to cancel the loan, so you're stuck with him now. So we're like, shit. So now we've got a defender that we don't really rate, that we've got to pay for the rest of the season. So now we've only got one spot open, so we have to buy players. Have to buy them. Other players, but the thing is, like, in terms of experienced midfielders, maybe we just need better midfielders. Someone that's played a lot more domestic football. I'd probably go like Hayden Hackney at Middlesbrough. I was about
to say, is there anyone in the Championship who you're looking at and you're thinking?
There's loads of players. There's loads of players in the Championship, but then there's that perception, like, are you buying Championship players on the basis that you might get relegated? Yeah.
Yeah, that is a problem, because you're only going to really be wanting to look at the top 10 Championship teams. But those teams are all going to be thinking, well, we're pushing for promotion, mate. So, no.
Yeah. Actually, Middlesbrough is second, I think, in Championship.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough second. So Hayden Hackney, I've always rated the geezer. I think he's really good. England under 21s midfielder. If it's part of the team that won the Euros as well. Yeah. But I say it's worrying times. But then that's just midfielders. But then it's like we need defenders as well. We need at least 2 defenders.
You do. You actually do. It's not. Do you know what it is? It's not even the fullback area for me. It is the middle. The middle is a shambles. It is so bad. And your goalkeeper isn't great either. But God, the central partnership is so bad.
Yeah, we need some reinforcements there. So the names that have been linked so far is Ethan Pinnock, Eric Dyer, and Willie Bowley was linked today as well.
I don't hate either of those last two.
Yeah, so Willie Bowley was at Wolves when he was, and he played in the back three.
I think Bowley and Dyer could genuinely make a difference. I mean, Dyer's become a bit of a journeyman in the last couple of years, but he's Premier League
31 as well. 31 years old.
He's probably got 18 months to 2 years on him, isn't he? He could still be a decent. He doesn't have to be fast, but I almost feel like I didn't care that he left the Premier League, but I do kind of feel like maybe I don't really understand why Spurs let him go either. He's not, even if he's not your first choice, he's not a bad number 2. Like, I get it, Van de Ven and Romero are better than him, but if you needed someone, Romero's been injured for most of the time he's been at Tottenham. Are you telling me Eric Dyer couldn't have filled in for him? So Eric Dyer would be a good signing, and Bowley was a good player for Wolves as well, and he was part of Nuno's glory team. So I think if you got those 2 in, all of a sudden West Ham look harder to beat, but you look like you could walk right through the middle of. You could literally win the ball in midfield and walk right through West Ham to the goal. Yeah, and just wouldn't be able to do anything about it because you're not good enough, or they're not good enough. No. Should we talk about the games this weekend, because we're coming up to an hour?
Yeah. Let's crack on with the results. So you got Nottingham Forest, you said? Yep,
we got Forest. Forest have I mean, they haven't been great actually the last few weeks. They've kind of hiccuped and stalled a little bit. I think they have shown some defensive frailties. But I also think they still do have Gibbs White. And is it Igor Jesus? Is that how you say his name? Is that his name?
He's the forward from Botafogo. Yeah,
he's looking pretty good. I do think Arsenal will win, but I think it might be a bit nervy. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet because we're at the hour. But I think Arsenal win 2-1. I do think Forest will have a goal in them. Sean Dyche's teams are stubborn but beatable. I think is probably the best way to describe Sean Dyche teams. Stubborn but beatable. I think Arsenal will probably score a corner. If it's a starting defence of the same team that came out against Chelsea, I think we'll be all right. I'll be a bit worried if Miles Lewis-Skelly is starting. But I'll go 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 2-0. I just got a feeling about Gyökeres now in the second half of the season. I don't know. I just really fancy Gyökeres at the moment. So.
And what about his footballing ability?
It's just his hair, mate. It's because I haven't got any.
That's why he's wearing a hat now.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing a hat. I'm just going to walk around like this all the time. I just walk around like this. Like Bart.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just cover it up like
that. What do you reckon? Oh, you're hoping for an Arsenal win.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're Tonkin 4-0, mate, if I'm honest with you. And that's the prediction I'm going to go for. Yeah, I'll go 4-0 Arsenal.
Gyökeres hat-trick. Gyökeres hat-trick. No, we're away.
Oh, you're away. Oh, 5-0 then. Yeah, I reckon 4-0. I think it'll be back to reality after beating us. Because yeah, I think we were robbed. Really, not robbed, but just won in games where you should have won it really. But VAR took it out of us. But hopefully we can claw back some points at the weekend. So.
Let's talk about that. So you'll think we'll tonk them. I'm going to go for a bit more conservative, 2-0, 2-1. So who are West Ham playing?
West Ham have got Spurs.
I am so excited about this game. And the reason why, and just to kind of caveat why, I am so confident that West Ham will get something from this game. I am keeping Bowen up front for my FPL team. So that's how confident I am. Right, I am keeping Bowen up front. So I do think there is something there for West Ham.
Okay.
So what do you reckon?
I hope you're right. What do you reckon the score will be?
I reckon it'll be a Desmond. So
okay.
I reckon West Ham got 2 goals in them. I genuinely think that Tottenham could be winning the game 2-0 at 80 minutes. And Bowen and Soucek will get the goals. Like it could be something like that. But I reckon it'll be a Desmond. I think it could be 2-2. I think Tottenham are shambolic defensively. West Ham are awful. But you both teams have quite decent attacking players. I think Somerville could get the beating of, is it Spence or is it Porro? It doesn't matter. I think they are both gettable. I think they're both actually quite good players. Pain me as it does to say it, but I think they're both gettable. I think Somerville can get beyond them. I think Bowen will get beyond his. And if you play with the other striker that you signed, I'm not sure about the first one that you signed. The second one, I think he could be. If he starts,
Tati, you mean?
I can't remember. We spoke about him briefly.
Yeah, you got Tati Castellanos and you got Pablo Felipe.
I can't remember which one we spoke about. I don't know if it was one that scored the penalty. I think it was the other one. I can't remember.
I scored the penalty.
The winning penalty for you guys. You scored a winning penalty in the FA Cup, right?
I know we beat him in extra time. That was Tati. Tati scored the winner.
Oh, maybe it's the other one. Either way, it would be quite cool. I think I would quite like to see Bowen on the right, Somerville on the left, new striker up front, Potts, and then someone. I don't think Soucek is going to be able to start. If they start with Conor Gallagher, if Gallagher's already there, I don't know. If Gallagher starts, then I think it'll be a tough day for you guys because I think he's just that much better than anyone else at West Ham at the moment. And I mean that respectfully because I do like Potts, but I think in the midfield Gallagher will just be head and shoulders above him at this point.
I've always liked Conor Gallagher. I mean, I saw him.
He's just a good footballer. He's got everything.
He was at Charlton. He was at Swansea when I watched him in Championship. But he made a loan move to West Brom when Sam Allardyce was in charge, and he was playing against Declan Rice at that time. That was just before fans were allowed back in stadiums just after COVID. And if we beat West Brom, we would have got into Europe. And I thought Conor Gallagher had Rice on toast. I'm not just saying that.
No, I know.
He's an Arsenal player. I was saying that as he was a West Ham player. Gallagher was better than Rice on that day. And I thought, you know what? I'd get him in. He'd be the Rice replacement for me when he eventually goes. And again, he proved himself that he went to Crystal Palace. He'd done really well.
Well, I remember that because they tried to sign him.
Yeah,
God, what a player! Yeah, I remember that time. Yeah. That was a great loan deal for him.
Yeah,
that was incredible.
Crystal Palace, yeah. And then he went back to Chelsea, got the captain's armband, and then they shipped him off to Atletico Madrid, which was, again, I think he was just a sacrificial lamb for the PSR stuff that they were going on because
it's crazy, really, because it's crazy, really, because he would still play in that midfield for me.
Yeah.
at Chelsea. I honestly.
Well, I don't know. Like you got Caicedo and you've got Enzo, haven't you? And
Yeah.
you'd have to do pretty well to dispossess £250 million worth of talent there. So.
Yeah, but but the money is neither here nor there. It's about who you'd have in the team on the day. I get why they play Caicedo every week, but I don't see why he couldn't chat. I don't see why he couldn't give Enzo a run for his money, even if you think Enzo's better. You know.
Yeah.
But the best, a bit like McTominay. All right, fine. I'll pick up and go, and I'll make my career better. And you look at what McTominay did as well. They weren't wanted by their boyhood clubs, and so they made their careers better than their boyhood clubs currently are, in a way. So c'est la vie. I think he'll invigorate Tottenham actually.
Yeah, I think he could be captain of Tottenham quite easily.
Very quickly. Romero isn't a leader.
So I'm a bit concerned at the fact that they've signed Conor Gallagher prior to the weekend, because I think he always turns up against us. So I'm a bit worried about that.
But it's also that dream debut kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a bit annoyed because Arsenal have got to play Tottenham, and he's just that type of player. But the dream debut, it's got dream debut written all over it.
Yeah, hold on, mate. Sorry, my headphones gone wonky. Hold on. I just think, I think that West Ham will probably come a cropper in this. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw, but I think it won't be a matter of us getting a last minute goal. It'll be us making a mistake that will gift it to Spurs again, and we've dropped points again. So we just got to hope that Burnley lose and Nottingham Forest lose this weekend, and hope that we can claw as much as we possibly can this weekend. I'm not expecting a win against Spurs because we seem to be the break your duck team this season. Like Liverpool didn't win in 7 games. They play West Ham and they beat us. Nottingham Forest lost 5 games on the spin. They played us. They beat us. Wolves hadn't won a game all season, and then they played us and absolutely demolished us for their first win of the season. So I think it's that sort of how can I put it? Not affiliation, but it's that stigma of being, that's all right. We'll play West Ham next week. We'll be back in form attitude that we need to get rid of. Like, we're a bit of a free hit for players and clubs at the moment. So hopefully we can turn the tide. And I hope that Pablo comes good, because he's a player that I touted for a good couple of months before he was actually linked. And now he's here. So I hope that my sort of eye for talent is proven right by him putting performances in. So hopefully he does well, Pablo, in the long term. Yeah. Okay.
I was just looking at seeing if Arsenal are linked with anyone, but I'm not sure if Arsenal are going to get in the transfer window.
No, I don't think you are. There's more outstandings, isn't there?
Sorry? Yeah, there's going to have to be out. If Arsenal are going to buy anyone, they're going to have to sell, surely. I think that, I think Arsenal's money side is so good that they probably could sign someone, but it's just whether or not it makes sense. I heard rumours that maybe Ben White could be on his way, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I'd take him on loan. I'll take him on loan.
The thing is, though, Arsenal haven't got right back cover. Apparently, Arsenal are looking at signing Livramento. Whether or not that's true remains to be seen.
He's injured.
I'm not saying Livramento right now. I mean, long term, Arsenal are looking at signing Livramento. Well, if you sign Livramento, then you can sell Ben White. But Livramento would have to, he would know he's signing to be. He's not better than Timber. But there are so few players who are actually better than Timber. And I'm not just saying that because, whatever. Arsenal have assembled an Avengers kind of squad. A lot of them are just that good in their positions. Timber is just that good. So is Saliba. So is Gabriel. So is Rice. So is Saka. They are all just that good in that position. Raya, he might not be the best in the world, but he is just that good in that position. So, I think that when you're signing for Arsenal now, you're looking at it's a bit like Noni Madueke's mindset. I'm going to try and knock Saka out of the team then. I respect that. Not because you're signing just to sit on the bench. You're signing because you've backed yourself to try and challenge Saka. And he needs it. He's too safe. So, when you're signing for Arsenal now, you're signing knowing that you could be under pressure pretty quick if you don't perform.
Yeah.
Look at Martinelli. We were all ready to get Martinelli tattoos. And then all of a sudden it wasn't good enough anymore,
Martinelli the elephant.
So I love him. I think he's great, but I also said we should sell him, and I stand by it. I'd be sad to see him go, but I didn't say it because I didn't just say it for likes. I said it because I meant it. If you're going to bring in another kind of winger like that, then Martinelli has to be the one to go because Trossard is the ace card. He's different.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're over an hour, so we should probably wrap up. It's been a nice one this first of the year. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Good to get back into the swing of things after a pretty busy 6 weeks, I'd like to say. So I think it's good. We're back, boys. We're back, and ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So,
no sir.
Yeah. All right, mate. No worries. Well, I'll catch you around. And we'll see you for the next episode of Dad's Our Job. See you later. Take care.
See you later. Ta-da.
Hola, and we cheer, and we spill a bit of beer. Raise a glass to the past, and the mates who ain't here. From Highbury to Upton Park, it's now Ashburton and Stratford for a lark. It's the old Dad's Our Job podcast, the heart of the game.